All right, we're here to discuss the Frigo design stainless steel shower enclosures. And I'm John Burnett, Vice President of Sales, and with me is Jim Reed, Vice President of Manufacturing. And what we have in front of us is a prototype, a very small shower, but a prototype unit to show the design and construction and to answer some of the common questions that we get about the enclosures. So Jim, I'll let you start. If you could, just give us a brief overview of the design and the construction here.
Okay. All right. This, again, just a little mock-up of our standard shower enclosure. And this is the base right here. I'll get to the enclosure after. Typical 3-inch threshold, or excuse me, a 4-inch threshold, 3-inch curb. We have a retaining flange up here for a water stop. These walls here are actually the mock-up of how this would go together. We have a keyway design on the back side that these lock right into these screws, hence this is fastened into place, as are the left and right side walls of the unit. Again, that's out. This is in. Again, just a short version of this thing. The top of it has a series of holes in here to lock into the upper part of the wall, to keep it from going back and forth, as does the lock-in screws. The heads of these screws fall into a keyway once again.
Now what's on the backer there? What's the backing of these panels?
The back side of this, we have a 1-inch thick foiled foam faceboard to keep make it even more soundproof than it is, to keep any kind of pinging or any of that kind of noise, and also to stabilize the inside temperature of the shower enclosure. Stainless steel, again, will reach temperature very, very quick with the water in there, so it's not cold to the touch or anything like that.
And so, what we don't have in the prototype here is we also offer a top hat piece that can be fabricated with the shower. So we've got the base, we've got the 3 sides, and then if your application, if you'd like a top hat, we can provide that as well. And with the top hat, everything locks in together, correct?
That's correct.
And then without a top hat, how do these? Is this how it would be fabricated without a top hat?
That's correct, and it would be, John, it would be fabricated the same way even if there was a top hat. The top hat's going to slide and basically land right on top of on the walls to safe off the top.
Okay. Now for existing spaces, which many of these applications are, we're dealing with existing plumbing fixtures, lighting fixtures, both on the sides and if a top hat is involved from above. How do you handle those?
We will laser cut any and all dimensions. We have a CO2 laser that will do all the penetrations that are specified. We can download the specs as far as all the diverter valve, shower head, and all that kind of stuff goes. So again, no problem. Looking at this a little bit closer in detail, the embossed drain that we have here is also laser cut, as is the whole shower base and enclosure. Again, this is just a mock-up just to show our fabrication. All the inside corners of the shower pan are welded, tested, not to leak. We put a Surfox, what they call a Surfox process, on the inside of the walls to take the burn out, so that it gives it a crisper, cleaner look. Also, the bottom has cross breaks to help the water pitch to that drain. In regards to the drain, we can put that drain anywhere in the shower base that is necessary, and cross break the pitch to that.
And what if what if the application has a floor drain across the front of it instead of a standard drain?
Okay, if it has a trench drain, John, we will obviously eliminate that center drain. We will put a very small curb with a ramp, if you will, that the water will retain to a certain extent, but yet overflow into that trench drain to catch that water. And again, every one of these are custom. We can do a multitude of different designs and complications with this.
So if we don't want to have, if we've got a trench drain, we don't want to have that front piece on there at all, we wouldn't have it, right?
That's correct.
So typically with the process, what we'd like to do is get a detailed measurement of the space. The way the sides work, how much play do we have from the standpoint of, if the walls aren't perfectly straight,
Right.
or how do we accommodate
Most
that?
times in any of those, like you say, John, the walls are not plumb, they're not square, they're not 90, that type of thing. If this is going into, certainly a larger version, it's going into a coved area, then what we'll do is rely on the dimensions given to us, or if we go on site to measure, we will make it so that you're not actually fighting this thing to put it in that cavity, but yet tight enough so there's not a lot of sloppiness in there. The walls themselves, when they index into the into these screws, into the heads of these screws, the walls will slightly angle and follow the wall, the brick wall, if that's the case, or whatever the wall pattern is. So there's a little bit of mobility with the walls, and again, when the walls are planted in there, water is going to stop. Water is not going to certainly travel across that lip, up and over. So again, watertight.
So when these are installed, as far as the joints go, what do you recommend for a adhesive or a silicone in the joints?
Well, there's typically, this is the standard one. You got a 3-wall system. The 2 back corners where the walls go up, a silicone product, it works out just fine. That's the only silicone that would be needed in the shower enclosures typically, and those would only be in the back corners. Again, this lip here can also extend over. So if this needs to go over to retain more water, whatever the case may be, we can certainly accomplish that.
How are the walls? Are the walls, obviously they're screwed in the bottom and they're screwed in the top. Is there any other adhesive used on the wall, or
No.
is that sufficient?
That's sufficient. Typically, again, if the customer or the contractor, whatever the case may be, wants to put some additional good strength adhesive on the back, your contractor's adhesive, they certainly can do that, but when it locks into this keyway and you screw into the wall, typically that's sufficient. These walls are, again, fabricated to be 1 inch thick with a foil face foam. So stability and strength is paramount.
You mentioned the install, you mentioned a contractor. Frigo, I know we quote showers both installed and to have them installed by your own contractor. Is it something, how difficult is it, or how good of a contractor do you need to be able to install these? Is it a very difficult install?
No, the install is not difficult whatsoever. As far as the key is to get the pan in, to get it level, to get it pitched right. In other words, that pitch area on the bottom of this thing should conform to the base or the structure underneath that. Once this thing is on level, perfectly level, I would certainly suggest to put some sealant on the bottom of this, weigh it down with concrete blocks, put some towels in there just to protect the surface, weigh it down, and let this thing set, the base sit in there at least a full day, just to give it that extra. From that point, then you can come in with the shower walls, index the shower walls into place, run your plumbing, and you're pretty much ready to go.
Okay, so really the key to these is a good measurement
Always,
up in the beginning.
yeah, always good measurement.
Good measurement of the space.
Mm-hmm.
These can be designed to fit an existing shower, or we also do freestanding showers.
We can do freestanding showers also.
Okay.
Yep.
How about larger than standard width double showers? Any size restrictions, limitations?
Not really. We just accomplished a shower we did for a residential situation. that was 4 foot wide, 10 foot long. So that's a single shower. Again, size typically does not matter. We can certainly make it happen.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Yep.
And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give Frigo Design a call, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you.